Hello, scholars. Welcome back. It is week 4 of POL 452, Organizational Theory and Design. I hope that as we reach or as we come closer to the midway point of this class, that we're getting a good, firm grasp of the concepts, the theories, the theorists, the design that we're talking about when it comes to organizational theory and design. So, as we've done in the previous weeks, let's talk about the information that's going to be presented and the deliverables for this week, and we'll take a few minutes to look forward or look ahead at our critical assignment. So this week, when it comes to our introduction, I spelled out a little bit of your introduction, and I'll read it to you quick. This week, our readings will discuss people alignment within organizations and organizational ethics. The PowerPoint on ethics shares a couple of brief scenarios that ask you, what would you do? Although the PowerPoint slides are not formal assignments, I encourage you to give some thoughts to the questions. When discussing code of ethics, it is always a good idea to check out the 10 Commandments. Most code of ethics today are written in the same format. What is appropriate to do and what is not? There is also a classic case study film, a silent movie with comedian Charlie Chaplin. While it is entertaining, it also shows how far we have come in organizational theory when we consider the ways we structure organizations and motivate employees. So let's dive in. For the reading this week, we are going to have our 2 chapters. Out of the Implementing Organizational Change, the Spectre text, we're in chapter 5. And in the Managing Organizational Behavior text, our SIMS text, we're in chapter 12. I've included 2 PowerPoints this week. As referenced earlier, there's the Organizational Culture and Ethics PowerPoint that will ask you some ethical questions. And I've also included the Spectre text, once again on chapter 5. Now let's dive into our deliverables. For this week, we have, I believe, an exciting writing assignment, and it's going to be on ethics exploration. And why I feel it's exciting is I'm going to have you locate a code of ethics from either a public agency or an elected body. Now, if you work for a public agency, this would be a perfect opportunity to research and find your organization's code of ethics. If you don't work for a public agency, just get on the internet and find maybe your local cities or an agency that you are interested in and locate their code of ethics. And once you've located, I want you to read through it, and then I want you to evaluate it based on its clarity, comprehensiveness, and ability to enforce. And really, those are the keys that we're looking for this week. When you found your code of ethics, was it clear? Was it comprehensive? And is there an ability to enforce it? And you're going to find that code of ethics fall in an array of examples. Some are very vague and open to a lot of interpretation. Others on the other extreme are very specific and clearly identify what behaviors are tolerated and what behaviors are not. So I want you to also attach the link or the copy of this so that I can read through there and share what you've read or your specific code of ethics. And then I want this to be at least a minimum of 400 words in an essay format. This is a 50-point assignment, and it's going to be due by Sunday at 11:59, like always. Our next assignment, or actually our next video, is just it's a quick, I think it's maybe 4 minutes. It's that video from Charlie Chaplin, which kind of just highlights in a comical way how far we have come, especially when we look at this assembly line mentality. It's also entertaining to see how far we've come in our movie industries, but I think you'll reflect on this and just understand the importance of this organizational concept and how far we've come over the years. Our next slide here is a video clip that we're going to need to view in order to respond to it's going to be based on our discussion board this week. So it's a clip on profit versus purpose. That whole classic concept of, are we motivated by money or are we motivated by the accomplishment of a job well done? It'll highlight and it will build upon many of the concepts and many of the theories. As a quick example, it really builds on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where someone, once they have when they can provide for themselves and they get enough money and they don't worry about that they can move on to autonomy, mastery, and purpose and achieve that self-actualization. A good video. I think you're going to enjoy this video. It highlights many of the concepts that we really are striving to share with you and educate you with in this course. And that will tie directly into our discussion thread number 4, profit versus purpose. Write at least 200 words by Friday night in response to the video clip in this week's learning activities. Respond to 2 other students' posts with at least 100 words by Sunday. So I'm leaving this fairly open to you because I want to get your thoughts on this video. just respond to your thoughts of what you listened to in this video, what you read and saw in this video actually, and share your thoughts, and then respond to two of your fellow students as well. Once again, 200 words on the original post, 100 words on your replies. First post is by Friday, so that will allow ample amount of time for all your colleagues in this class to read your post, to reflect on your post, and to reply to your post. And those obviously due by 11:59 on Sunday as well. And finally, we have our quiz for, as always, multiple choice and true false based upon this reading this week. So that concludes our activities for week 4. And what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to talk quickly on our critical assignment. It's due in week 8, but remember, week 8 sometimes feels more like week 7 because it's due early in week 8. You don't have that entire week. And obviously, if you're new to OPS, or if you've been in OPS, you know that the logic behind that is that these videos or these critical assignments need to get graded and sent to the registrar by the conclusion of this course. So that's why I need a few days early in week 8 to get these. But I want you to read through this critical assignment details. It'll give you a good idea. And what I'm going to do later on this week is provide another video with an example of the critical assignment, especially an example of that PowerPoint from some previous courses, what I'm expected. But I hope that you can read through this, understand the 5-point model, pinpoint the areas that we need to change in order to facilitate a more effective and efficient organization, the premise of this assignment, so we can start thinking about that so this assignment doesn't creep up on us, because week 7 or the beginning of week 8 is going to be here before we know it. So I appreciate all your hard work. I'm getting some incredibly good assignments from you, which always makes me feel good. I believe we're all learning and we're all growing as we move through this class. Once again, as I've stated in the previous videos, if you have any issues whatsoever, please get a hold of me. If I'm not hearing from you, I'm under the impression that everybody is moving forward at a steady pace, which I hope, but if you're not, definitely get a hold of me. Once again, we're at the end of this video. I'll be keeping you in my thoughts and my prayers. Let's all have a safe week. Let's all grow on with this knowledge, move forward, and I look forward to listening to, reading about all of your assignments from here in week 4. Take care, and I'll look forward to talking to you very shortly.